So, I really debated making this video because, it's really personal to me, and I am a very private person by nature, and keep a lot of things close to my chest. But I've been getting called to speak about this and share it with other people because I think a lot of people could relate in a lot of ways, and also just to show, like, hey, I'm human too. I might be here trying to help heal others and guide them on their healing journey, but that initially started with me healing myself and starting that healing journey within. You can't do these types of things without doing the work yourself. And a lot of that has come through multiple years of healing, looking at things in my past, and having to go back with a new lens and perspective as I get deeper and deeper into my healing and essentially perfect more of that of myself. Healing will be a lifelong journey. You will never stop healing, but you can get to a place in your life where you're not having to do so much of the heavy work anymore. And that's where I'm at now. I'm at the point where I can stop doing the heavy lifting. At least right around the corner. So I think a lot of people could relate with a lot of that, especially in the sense of how many of us have dealt with childhood trauma. And, ranging from anything on the spectrum. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I was, just physically hurt. It can be a multitude of things. That sticks with you for your entire life in ways that you might not ever be able to imagine without digging in and doing the work. As we all know, healing begins with the acknowledgement of healing needing to happen. And sometimes it's hard to see that. For me personally, I knew I had this childhood trauma, these traumatic experiences that have happened to me, but I never really fully acknowledged them for what they were. It wasn't until my daughter was born and, she started growing up, and I started to really see how much was wrong with my childhood. And, healing can start that way. It can start with a moment that triggers a memory or a smell or an event, and you can find yourself spiraling perhaps into a depressive state or anger, and you're not sure why. And I invite you to be open and curious and ask yourself why, and get comfortable in the uncomfortable, because it's not going to be easy. And the more you begin to uncover, the more uncomfortable it is. But it is truly freeing to be able to finally see that these things that happen to you, these things you experienced, are not only not a figment of your imagination, but trigger emotions in you that are so valid that it creates a relief to be able to finally admit to yourself that what you experienced was real.